Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun. I'm serious, Zach. Stop complaining and whining about not wanting to go to prom. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Zach sighed, running a hand through his messy brown hair as he pictured the school gym transformed for the prom, complete with glittering streamers and a booming sound system. He knew Olivia was right. It wasn't like him to shy away from social events, but the thought of dancing in front of the whole school sent shivers of dread down his spine.
It's just dancing. I don't know how,
he admitted, his voice laced with embarrassment. Olivia, her blue eyes sparkling with determination, stepped closer to him, placing a hand on his shoulder. I have an idea. An amazing idea. Listen, I know you're nervous, but what if you embraced your feminine side for the night? You've always been in touch with that part of yourself, so why not fully lean into it? He frowned, confusion mixing with a spark of interest. You mean like cross-dressing? Like actually wearing a dress and stuff? Exactly! Olivia's enthusiasm filled the small bedroom as she began pacing, her excitement contagious. You've always admired my style, my dresses. So, why not? You've got the looks, the long lashes, and those gorgeous cheekbones. With the right makeup and one of my gowns, you'd be stunning. A real prom queen, Zach. He bit his lip, considering. It was true that he'd always felt a certain fascination with the feminine aesthetic, secretly trying on his sister's clothes when no one was home. The idea of fully embracing that side of himself was intriguing, but also terrifying. I don't know, Olivia. It's a big step. What if someone recognizes me? Honey, that's the beauty of it. They won't. With the right makeup,
a wig, and a dress, you'll be transformed. No one will recognize you, I promise. And even if they do, so what? You'll be the talk of the town for being bold and fabulous. Zach couldn't help but smile at her infectious enthusiasm. The more he thought about it, the more the idea took hold, pushing away his fears. He trusted Olivia implicitly. They had been friends since elementary school and shared countless secrets. If she said he could pull it off, he believed her. Okay, he agreed, his voice steady. Let's do it! I'm tired of being held back by my own insecurities. I want to own that dance floor and show everyone a side of me they've never seen before. Olivia squealed with delight, clapping her hands. Yes, this is going to be incredible. I have the perfect gown for you, too. It's a deep burgundy number, strapless, with a fitted bodice and a flowy skirt. You'll look like a goddess. Zach's heart raced as he imagined himself in the dress, his long limbs accentuated by the flow of the skirt, his shoulders bare and graceful. The next evening, Olivia arrived at his house with a large bag filled with her tools of the trade, makeup, wigs, and accessories. She shooed him into his sister's bedroom, where they had privacy, and set to work. First, we need to shape those brows. They're already perfect, but we'll define them a little more. Then we'll do your makeup, hair, and finally, the dress. Oh, Zach, you have no idea how gorgeous you're going to be. He sat on the edge of the bed, his heart pounding with anticipation, as Olivia carefully shaped his brows, making them slightly more arched and defined. Her gentle touch put him at ease, and he relaxed into the transformation, closing his eyes as she outlined her plans for his makeup. Soft and subtle, but with a smoky eye to make those green eyes of yours pop. A little contouring to accentuate your cheekbones, and a nude lip gloss. Nothing too dramatic, but enough to make you feel glamorous. He couldn't help but smile at her exuberance. You sound like you're planning a work of art, Olivia. I am. Your face is my canvas, and by the time I'm done, you'll be a masterpiece. After the brows, she applied a hydrating primer to his skin, followed by a light foundation that matched his fair complexion perfectly. With careful strokes,
She contoured his cheekbones and jawline, adding a soft pink blush to the apples of his cheeks. "There," she said, stepping back to admire her work so far. "You're already looking more feminine. Your skin is glowing, and those cheekbones could cut glass." Zach felt a surge of excitement as he caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror, barely recognizing the girl staring back at him. His usually pale, bare face was now alive with color and definition, and he felt a sense of liberation as his insecurities began to fade. Olivia then turned her attention to his eyes, applying a dark brown eyeshadow to the crease and a shimmery champagne shade to the lid, blending expertly to create a smoky effect. A few coats of mascara made his eyelashes look even longer and more dramatic. "Your eyes are stunning, Zach. They really are your best feature." With this makeup, they're going to be the center of attention. "Now for the final touches," Olivia said, her eyes sparkling with excitement as she surveyed her handiwork. Lips, and then we're on to the wig and the dress. Zach nodded, his pulse quickening as he realized they were nearing the end of the transformation. His reflection stared back at him, a vision of subtle glamour, and he felt a rush of gratitude for Olivia's artistry and their shared secret. Olivia carefully lined Zach's lips with a soft pink liner, adding a touch of dimension, before filling them in with a glossy nude lip gloss. "There," she said, stepping back. "That completes the makeup look. Now, let's get you into that wig, and then the dress." She produced a long, curly wig of golden blonde locks, which she carefully positioned on Zach's head, ensuring it sat securely. The transformation was astonishing. The blonde hair fell in soft waves, framing his face and accentuating his striking features. "Wow," Zach breathed, reaching up to touch the silky strands. "It feels so real." Olivia beamed with pride. "It looks real because it is real hair. I wanted to get you something luxurious and believable. Now, you're really starting to look the part, my dear." With the wig in place, Olivia turned her attention to the dress. She held up the strapless burgundy gown, admiring the rich color against the blonde wig. "This is it. Slip this on, and we'll see the full effect." Zach stood and stepped into the gown, feeling the soft fabric brush against his skin as he pulled it up and over his slender frame. The bodice hugged his torso snugly, accentuating his slim waist, while the flowing skirt fell gracefully to the floor, pooling around his feet. "Oh my," he whispered, his hands reaching out to touch the skirt, the fabric soft and fluid. "Turn and look in the mirror," Olivia urged, her voice full of delight. Zach did as she instructed, his breath catching in his throat as he saw his reflection. The girl in the mirror, with her blonde curls, smoky eyes, and elegant gown, was a vision of beauty and sophistication. He barely recognized himself, and yet he felt more like himself than ever before. I can't believe it," he stammered, his voice filled with awe. "Is this really me?" Olivia's eyes shone with unshed tears as she took in the transformation. "You look absolutely stunning, Zach. I knew you would. This dress was made for you." Zach twirled, the skirt flaring out around him, and he felt a surge of confidence and power. "I feel incredible, like I could take on the world." "You look and feel like a prom queen," Olivia agreed, her voice thick with emotion. "And now, my dear, it's time to go and show the world your true self, or at least this version of yourself that you've kept hidden away." Zach nodded, his heart racing as the reality of what they had done settled in. He felt a mix of excitement, nervousness, and liberation. This was more than just a costume or a lark. It was a true embrace of his feminine side, a side he had kept carefully guarded until now. "Let's go then," he said, straightening his shoulders and holding his head high. I want to show everyone that I'm not afraid to be myself, whoever that may be." Olivia whooped with joy, giving him a quick hug. "That's the spirit! Tonight is going to be unforgettable. I can feel it. Now let's get you to that dance floor so you can truly shine." Arm in arm, they made their way out of the bedroom, ready to face the world and show everyone that Zach was more than just a nervous boy, afraid to dance. He was a vision of elegance, grace, and bold self-expression. As they descended the stairs, Zach's sister, Sarah, stopped in her tracks, her mouth forming a perfect O of surprise. "Zach, is that you?" Zach struck a dramatic pose, the skirt of the gown flaring out around him. "The one and only, dear sister. Do I have your approval?" Sarah, her eyes wide, simply nodded, unable to form words as she took in her brother's extraordinary transformation. Olivia, unable to contain her excitement any longer, let out a delighted laugh. "See, Zach? You've left her speechless. Now let's get going before we make ourselves late." With a final glance in the hall mirror, Zach adjusted the wig, feeling the weight of the skirt as he moved. "I'm ready. Let's do this." Stepping out into the warm evening, Zach felt a rush of anticipation. The night air was filled with the sounds of music and laughter as groups of students made their way toward the prom venue. "Zach, wait!" He turned as a group of his friends called out to him, their faces lit with recognition and confusion. "Guys, this is my cousin," Olivia interjected smoothly, linking her arm through Zach's. "Zara, say hi to the gang." Zach, embodying his character, offered a graceful wave. "Hello, everyone. It's so nice to meet you all. I'm thrilled to be joining you this evening." The group exchanged glances, clearly unsure how to react to this unexpected new companion, but their confusion quickly shifted to acceptance as they fell under the spell of Zach's elegance and charm. "Well, Cousin Zara, or should I say, Your Highness," one of the guys, Ryan, said with a sweeping bow.
"Allow us to escort you to the prom. We wouldn't want you to arrive without a proper welcome."
Zach smiled, his green eyes sparkling with amusement.
"How chivalrous of you, kind sir. I accept your offer."
Olivia, pleased with the seamless introduction, linked arms with Zach and one of the other girls as they made their merry way toward the prom venue, the group's laughter and chatter filling the air. As they approached the entrance, Zach felt a surge of adrenaline. The school gym had been transformed into a magical realm, with sparkling fairy lights, flowing drapery, and vibrant decorations. Music filled the air, and the dance floor was already packed with students swaying and twirling to the beat. "Here we are," Olivia said, her voice filled with anticipation. "Are you ready for your grand entrance, Your Highness?" Zach took a steadying breath, feeling the weight of the gown and the wig's gentle caress on his shoulders. "I'm ready. Let's do this for all the boys and girls who want to embrace their true selves." "Okay, prom queen," Olivia teased. "Let's go make an entrance. Remember to walk slow and sway those hips. You're a vision. Own it." Zach took a deep breath, straightened his spine, and placed one foot in front of the other, stepping into the bustling venue. Heads began to turn as students noticed the striking new arrival, whispers and murmurs filling the air. He moved with grace, his hips swaying gently beneath the flowy skirt, his shoulders back and chin raised with newfound confidence. The murmurs grew louder as students pointed and whispered, clearly intrigued by this mysterious new student. "Who is that?" "She's stunning! Look at that dress! It's gorgeous!" The comments washed over Zach like a wave, boosting his confidence even further. He felt like a celebrity, eating up the attention and enjoying every moment of his reveal. Olivia stayed by his side, beaming with pride as they made their way through the crowd. Students parted to let them pass, their eyes wide with admiration and curiosity. Finally, they reached the dance floor, the heart of the prom, where the DJ was spinning lively tunes. Zach felt the bass vibrating through his body, urging him to move. Now or never, he whispered to himself, closing his eyes briefly to center himself. Then, with a swift, graceful movement, he joined the dancing crowd, his body moving with unexpected fluidity. He twirled, he spun, he dipped and swayed, the skirt of his gown flowing around him like a halo. Students stopped dancing to watch this unknown beauty own the floor, their eyes wide with amazement. Guys vied for his attention, hoping to be his next dance partner, while girls whispered enviously, wondering who this stunning new girl was. Zach felt like he was flying, the worries and insecurities of his former self melting away. He moved with freedom and joy, embracing his femininity and the power it brought. This was who he was meant to be, if only for one magical night. As the music changed, the pace slowing to a soft, soulful melody, Zach found himself drawn to a tall, dark-haired boy across the dance floor. Their eyes met, and the boy, with a hesitant smile, began to weave his way through the crowd towards him. When he reached Zach, he offered a hand, his eyes warm and curious.
"May I have this dance?"
Zach placed his hand in the boy's, feeling a spark of connection as their fingers intertwined. "I'd love to," he replied, his voice steady despite the pounding of his heart. Together, they moved as one, their bodies swaying gently to the music, their eyes locked together. The boy, whose name was Leo, exuded a quiet confidence, and Zach felt safe and seen as they danced, their connection growing with each passing moment. When the song ended, neither wanted to let go, and so they stayed there, holding hands, their foreheads touching gently. Leo spoke first, his voice soft and sincere. "You're amazing, whoever you are. I've never seen anyone own a room like you did tonight." Zach smiled, his heart full. "Thank you. It was a kind of release for me, a way to be my true self, even if just for one night." Leo nodded, understanding shining in his dark eyes. "I get it. We all need moments like that, to break free from expectations and just be." Their connection was electric, and Zach knew that this moment, this dance, would stay with him forever. It was a pivotal moment of self-acceptance, and he felt forever grateful to Olivia for pushing him to take this leap. The rest of the night was a blur of dancing, laughter, and new connections. Zach felt like he was floating on air, intoxicated by the sense of freedom and joy that came with being his true self. As the night drew to a close, Zach and Olivia lingered outside the prom venue, their hearts full and their spirits soaring. The cool night air was a welcome respite from the heat of the dance floor, and they savored the moment of quiet after the excitement of the evening. Zach, still in his stunning burgundy gown and blonde wig, leaned against the wall, his eyes closed as he replayed the night's events in his mind. The exhilaration of the grand entrance, the thrill of owning the dance floor, and the unexpected connection with Leo all swirled together in a kaleidoscope of emotions. Olivia, her own face flushed with joy, reached out and took Zach's hand, giving it a gentle squeeze. "You were incredible tonight, Zach. I'm so proud of you for embracing your true self and showing the world what you're capable of." Zach opened his eyes, meeting Olivia's gaze with a smile that was equal parts gratitude and wonder. "I couldn't have done it without you, Olivia. You gave me the courage to take this leap, to explore this side of myself that I've kept hidden for so long." Olivia shook her head, her voice filled with warmth. "No, Zach, the courage was always within you. I just helped you find it." As they stood there, hand in hand, a figure emerged from the shadows, moving towards them with purpose. It was Leo, his dark hair tousled and his eyes shining with a mix of hope and uncertainty.
"Hey,"
he said softly, his gaze fixed on Zach. "I hope I'm not interrupting, but I couldn't let you leave without telling you how much tonight meant
to me."
Zach felt his heart skip a beat, a flutter of excitement in his chest.
"You're not interrupting at all, Leo. I'm glad you came to find me."
Leo took a step closer, his hand reaching out to brush a stray curl from Zach's face.
"I meant what I said earlier. You're amazing, and not just because of how you look tonight. There's something about you, a kind of bravery and authenticity that I find incredibly attractive."
Zach blushed, the sincerity in Leo's words washing over him like a warm wave. "Thank you, Leo. That means more to me than you know." Olivia, sensing the growing connection between the two, gave Zach's hand a final squeeze before stepping back. "I think I'll give you two some privacy. Zach, I'll be waiting by the car when you're ready to head home." With a wink and a smile, she disappeared into the night, leaving Zach and Leo alone in the soft glow of the streetlights. Leo took Zach's hands in his thumbs gently caressing the soft skin.
"I know we just met, but I feel like I've known you forever. Is that crazy?"
Zach shook his head, a smile playing at the corners of his lips. "No, it's not crazy at all. I feel the same way." They stood there for a moment, lost in each other's eyes, the rest of the world falling away. Then, slowly, tentatively, Leo leaned in, his lips brushing against Zach's in a kiss that was both tender and electric. Zach melted into the kiss, his arms wrapping around Leo's neck as he surrendered to the moment. The kiss deepened, their bodies pressing together as the heat between them grew. When they finally broke apart, breathless and flushed, Leo rested his forehead against Zach's, a smile playing on his lips. "That was even better than I imagined." Zach grinned, his heart racing.
"And I thought the dancing was the highlight of my night."
They both laughed, the sound echoing through the quiet night air. Leo took Zach's hand, intertwining their fingers.
"I don't want this night to end. Would you maybe want to go somewhere and talk? Get to know each other better?"
Zach hesitated for a moment, the reality of his situation crashing back in. He was still in his prom dress, still wearing the wig and makeup that transformed him into someone else entirely. Could he really pursue this connection with Leo while still in disguise? As if sensing his thoughts, Leo gave his hand a gentle squeeze. "Hey, it's okay. We don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. I like you, Zach, and that's not going to change, no matter what you're wearing." Zach felt a rush of gratitude and affection for this boy who had so quickly captured his heart. "I like you too, Leo, and I want to keep talking, keep exploring this connection between us. But I need to be honest with you about who I am and what tonight means to me." Leo nodded, his eyes filled with understanding. "Of course, Zach. I'm here to listen, without judgment. Take all the time you need." And so, under the stars and the streetlights, Zach began to share his story. He told Leo about his lifelong fascination with femininity, about the way he had always felt drawn to dresses and makeup, and the trappings of traditional girlhood. He spoke of the fear and shame that had kept him from exploring those feelings, the worry that he would be rejected or ridiculed if anyone discovered his secret. He told Leo about Olivia, about the way she had encouraged him to embrace his true self, to take the leap and attend the prom in the gown of his dreams. He spoke of the exhilaration of the night, the way he had felt so free and alive on the dance floor, the way he had finally allowed himself to be seen and celebrated for who he truly was. Through it all, Leo listened with rapt attention, his eyes never leaving Zach's face. When Zach finished speaking, Leo reached out and cupped his cheek, his touch gentle and reassuring. They sat together for a while longer, talking and laughing and basking in the glow of their newfound connection. When the night air began to turn chill, Leo stood and offered Zach his hand. "Come on, let's get you back to Olivia. I'm sure she's waiting to hear all about your adventures." Zach took his hand, allowing himself to be pulled to his feet. They walked hand in hand back to the parking lot, where Olivia was leaning against her car, a knowing smile on her face. "Well, well, well," she teased, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "Looks like someone had a good night." Zach blushed, but he couldn't keep the smile from his face. "The best night, Olivia, and I have you to thank for it." Olivia waved away his gratitude, her voice filled with affection. "You did all the hard work, Zach. I just gave you a little push." Leo squeezed Zach's hand, his voice soft and sincere. "I should get going, but I don't want to say goodbye just yet. Can I see you again soon, Zach?" Zach nodded, his heart swelling with happiness.
"I'd like that very much, Leo. Maybe we could grab coffee or something, talk some more."
Leo grinned, his eyes crinkling at the corners.
"It's a date. I'll call you tomorrow, okay?"
With a final kiss on the cheek, Leo disappeared into the night, leaving Zach and Olivia alone in the parking lot. Olivia wrapped an arm around Zach's waist, her voice filled with pride. "Look at you, Zach! Prom queen and heartbreaker all in one night." Zach laughed, leaning into her embrace. "I couldn't have done it without you, Olivia. Thank you for being my fairy godmother." Olivia grinned, her eyes twinkling. "Every Cinderella needs a fairy godmother, right? Now, let's get you home before you turn into a pumpkin." They climbed into the car, the events of the night still swirling in Zach's mind. As they drove through the quiet streets, he couldn't help but marvel at the way his life had changed in just a few short hours. He had started the night as a shy, insecure boy, afraid to embrace his true self. He had ended it as a confident, radiant young woman, secure in the knowledge that he could be whoever he wanted to be.
Thanks for watching, my girlies! Be sure to check out Patreon for more!